Hey everyone, with the scenario discussion analysis done, we are moving to part 2 with the scenario replay analysis. I am playing the Tier 6 Pan-Asian destroyer Fushun in a almost complete division. It is basically a copy of the Nevny with a few differences. The main differences being a slightly better rudder, and 8-kilometer deep water torpedoes that are unable to hit destroyers. You'll see here we brought 2 cruisers capable of easily destroying forts, the Molotov and the heavy cruiser Pensacola. One thing you'll note here, I am not being detected while shooting a fort. Properties of being detected by forts are a destroyer cannot be detected by forts unless you're within 8 kilometers. A light cruiser can only damage forts with HE outside of 8 kilometers. And heavy cruisers and battleships can use AP at any range. Hence why a heavy cruiser is so effective for destroying forts. Here we had the Molotov go and destroy the 2 southern forts. One thing to note is forts no longer have any effective AA, so an aircraft carrier can just fly over them with little trouble. Obviously you'll see that the G101 and the Nassau are in the southwest of the base, with the Karlsruhe here spotted in the center. The aircraft carrier is targeting G101 to minimize its influence. And you'll see I am just going right by the Karlsruhe, even though detected, as the minimum detection of Fushun is 6.1. If you know your destroyers, you can get past this Karlsruhe without taking too much damage. One important note, you'll see these torpedoes passing in front of me. If you aren't turning and slowing down, you could very well get hit by them and be very low health or sunk. Now you'll see here I'm detected, but not because I was detected by the forts. I'm detected by the Kolberg out in the extreme south of my gun range. Now here I'm approaching the buildings. The main reason in the beginning for bringing a destroyer is to destroy the buildings, and all the other ships can concentrate on sinking the warships without this distraction. With the destroyer being faster and having faster reload, it's the best suited ship for the job. A note on these aircraft hangars, with so much empty space in the middle, you can easily shoot it without doing any damage. What you should do is shoot the sides like I am doing here, And you'll notice that the support ships have already started moving. As mentioned in the discussion analysis video, you want to spot them quickly with the aircraft carriers to get them moving. So they will be up in the FG line when the destroyer gets there. Reason being, once the destroyer reaches the north side of this island, you'll need to make a decision. In this case, you'll see the Koenig Albert went out west, so it's not a problem. But if it had decided to go toward the north or hang out near its spawn point, it could be a big problem for the destroyer. And the destroyer would have to stay around here, the north of this island, and shoot all the buildings from distance. Here I don't have any worries about that. For efficiency, the destroyer shooting the buildings should just take care of these 3 transports going north, and other 2 can be sunk by any other ships. That way no ships need to be turning their guns to waste time and maximize time shooting. Now, one thing to note, you'll see all the battleships and cruisers are hanging out northwest of this island. You don't want to send any ships other than the destroyer south of this island, otherwise you're too far inside the base with your cruiser or battleship, and when it comes time to exit, you are taking too long to get to the exit and help your teammates.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
Now, with everything destroyed inside the base, you'll see time is 12:30, and we actually destroyed everything about approximately 12:36. And if you remember from the discussion analysis, the first wave and the first battleship don't spawn until 12 minutes. Ideally, you want to be finished destroying everything and heading for the exits before the first ships spawn. As for who should be heading where, usually we have a battleship and a cruiser heading for the northeast at A8, regardless of where the exit is, and in this case it is at A8, whereas sometimes it can be in F1. You should only have 2 ships other than the aircraft carrier heading over there. Obviously, if you brought an aircraft carrier, it should be heading for the exit and hang near it. Everyone else should be heading out to get the last 2 stars, which is the 2 battleships and the ships of the first and second wave that spawn out in the west. Now for spawns, first wave And the first battleships, as mentioned, spawned at 12 minutes remaining. First wave has a V-25 and a Coburg. And the first battleship is a Kawachi with a Watatake accompanying it. One thing we noted is previously in the first version of this operation, we're pretty sure that the ships in the first wave moved immediately after they spawned, and if you took too long finishing off the base, the V-25 could head for the southern exit and you would lose the Haven Star, or the Kohlberg could reach approximately the D line and also cause the Haven Star loss. In the current version, the first wave ships don't move immediately, and our theory is, especially with random pickup teams, that this is to help minimize the Haven Star loss. And you'll see at 9:12 the second wave has spawned. There's the Kohlberg out west and the Kaiser up in the north. As you may have noted, we are destroying these ships very efficiently and quickly with solo queuing in a random pickup team. This could very well be a very different matter, especially if you take too long to destroy the base. Now, next spawn is the second battleship, which is a Ishizuchi with a accompanying Tenryu that spawns at 7:57. If you can get a ship ready to meet them like this, it really helps. And if you're in a destroyer at such close ranges, it is pretty easy to citadel the Tenryu.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
And depending on which destroyer you're in, you can be citadeling it if it gives broadside at 5, 6, 7 kilometers away. Now, with all the mission critical ships sunk, you have 5 stars now once you sink all these ships, and you should be heading for the exits. If things are going well, like in this replay, you could be thinking about farming damage from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th wave. The 3rd wave will spawn shortly at 6:27.
Engine boost activated. Reconnaissance reporting.
And as you'll see, the 3rd wave has a V-170 out in the west, and a Karlsruhe and Kaiser up in the north. Now I'm going to fast forward a little bit, because it's going to be really dull until the next wave.
Begins in 5 minutes.
Here, I'm just getting ready to attack the next 4th wave spawn. And that wave spawns at 342.
Reconnaissance reporting.
And you'll see it is a Koenig and T-22 out in the north, right in front of me, and a Königsberg out in the west. If you have a lot of people just waiting by the exit, like shown here, these waves can go down really, really quickly. That Kaiser lasted only seconds before it got sunk by my torpedoes. And after the 4th wave is destroyed, everyone should start heading for the exit. Gonna fast forward a little more. Now here I'm setting up for the last 5th wave. I am looking at launching torpedoes, but as you'll see in a moment, I actually waited too long to launch them. The last 5th wave spawns at 142, which doesn't give you much time after sinking them to get in the exit, hence why everyone needs to be hanging around the exit. And the last 5th wave is a Nuremberg up in north, and a Gaida and Bayern out in the west. There are a few funny videos on my channel if you want to see some spawn ram kills. Now here you'll see we still have 7 ships remaining. Don't forget that you need to have at least half of the ships alive inside the exit to finish, whether you get 5 stars or not. So if you have 7 ships like we do here, you need at least 4 inside the exit area. 5 or 6 ships, you need 3. 3 or 4 ships, you need 2. And 2 or 1 ships, you need 1 in the exit.
Operation was carried out successfully.
And that's pretty much Killer Whale for you. You'll see that the Haven task doesn't finish until you finish the operation, or unless the enemy ships enter inside the Haven boundaries, which in this current version should be pretty easy to prevent. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. I hope you found this informative, and thank you for watching.